Badane Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jalaram. Thank you very much indeed, Satish Bhai, for inviting me to speak about agriculture a little bit. I want to first congratulate you, Vijay Bhai, and the whole team for really organizing a fantastic conference. I think this has been probably the best one we've been to. So well done to you. Satish Bhai, you are a true leader and an inspiration to all of us. Of course, there's lots of distinguished guests and visitors here this afternoon. And I'm truly humbled to be in part of such distinguished visitors. Let me quickly start by introducing myself. My name is Bimal Kantaria. I am, as I said, Managing Director of a company called Elgon Kenya Limited. I'll speak a little bit about my family, a little bit about my company, what we do, but give you a little bit of background on the company itself. I'm originally, obviously, Gujaratis, but we moved to Kenya in 1898. So we've been in Kenya for 125, 126 years now. I'm in fact the fourth generation in my company, and I'm hopefully in the next few months, the fifth generation will join the company. The company was started by our great-grandfather, who came from a small village just outside Rajkot called Bilka. A number of you people know where Bilka is, and we still have a little bit of family left in there. Otherwise, my brother and I were married to girls from India. My wife is from Ahmedabad. My brother's wife is from Rajkot. But that's, Satish Bhai, just about the only connection we have left in India is our in-laws. We've always been in agriculture. We've always been agriculture material suppliers, but we've also been in agriculture farming. We have grown flowers to export. We've grown herbs for export to Europe. We used to grow tea in Darjeeling. Many, many years ago. We also had a lot of businesses in India. We used to be Coca-Cola bottlers in Ahmedabad and in Bangalore. And some of that property is still around. When we all got nationalized, the brands, we gave up Coca-Cola as a brand name. So we are, as a family, we're in agriculture. We also are part of a banking and insurance family. We have a big family bank in Nairobi called Prime Bank. And also, in Southern Africa, we have a very big banking group, the first merchant bank, and we're listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange. So we're all over East and Central Africa. Elgon itself is, as I said, a very old company. My brother and sister, we all three of us run it, and we are in 5 different countries: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, and recently, over the last 10 years, we've now opened in Ethiopia. We employ 1,000 people in the region, but most of them are quite technically qualified. So although we have 7 or 8 factories we run, a large chunk of our 1,000 people are actually trained agronomists. Most of them are postgraduate, they have master's or PhD degrees, and we spend a lot of time training farmers on how to grow agriculture, what to grow, when to harvest. So we spend a lot of time educating farmers on the ground on how to grow agriculture and add value to our consumers. So one of our biggest strengths is the value addition we give to our farmers. So we don't only supply fertilizers and chemicals to them or packaging materials. We actually spend time with them explaining to them what to grow, when to grow, and how to grow. And of course, on the back of that, we will sell our own products. So a lot of technical selling in what we do as a company. And that's been really a big strength of our success. As I said, I'm the 4th generation, and my nephew, who is some of you may know him, Bimal Kantaria, his son actually joined the business. So now he's the 5th generation in the family business. And I think that makes us one of the very, very few companies in Africa who have transited to the 5th generation. So that's one of the tributes, I think, and maybe a big part of that is our Gujarati Lohana culture of handing over families to the next lot. A very key part of our ethos of our family has been the philanthropic side of our business. In fact, our great-grandfather started off by giving 5 to 10% of his net profits every year to charity, and we've carried on doing the same thing. So that we support several schools in East Africa. We built many hospitals in thank you, Satish Bhai. We built many schools and hospitals around East Africa. But the one thing that we're very proud of, and I think Satish Bhai has been to our Jalaram Medical Center, which we recently built in Nairobi. The hospital is a daycare clinic. Of course, we are now about to start inpatient, but it cost 1 billion shillings to build this medical center. And what is interesting about this hospital is the majority of the donations came from Lohana community, Lohana members in Kenya, so which we are very proud of, that the Lohana community is so active in East Africa. Trustees, the initial trustees were by my late father, Bimal Kantaria, and Bimal Kantaria is also a trustee right now. And after my father passed away, I took over as trustee of Jalaram Mandir. We have got a very big donor in the room, Chetan Bhai Chag, who's recently given a big donation to Jalaram Mandir. And I want to just thank Chetan Bhai, if he's still around, for his fabulous donation to the Jalaram temple. So talking a little bit about agriculture, as I said, we've been in the sector for a very, very long time. Some interesting statistics about agriculture in Kenya, and I'm happy to say, Madhwani family is here deeply in agriculture. A number of families here who've been quite active in agriculture in Africa, but there's still so much more room and potential for more investors to come. And one of my key messages today is you should be investing in agriculture, but in Africa. Keir talked a lot about tourism in Africa and Kenya, and my message is still the same to you as well. I think Africa or Kenya, East Africa, is still the last great opportunity to make money from. I know we have a lot of husband by radias here from Kenya. A number of us have been there for a long time. Just use us as an example to say, if we've been there for such a long time and we're still carrying on investing in Africa and East Africa, then maybe a good potential for a lot of you young people out there is to come to see our area of the world, see what we do. We're quite happy to share experiences. But I urge you, stop thinking about Europe, stop thinking about America as a place to invest. Those places are very competitive. They're very clever people in there. But a good place to come is where we are. I know Chintan has been there a couple of times, and Chintan is thinking of investing in property there, eventually Chintan. 60% of total arable land is in Kenya, in Africa, but only 10% of it is actually cultivated. So it's still a massive amount of space available. But more than actually growing agriculture, my plea to you is talk about value addition. There's so many things you can do around agriculture, including, of course, manufacturing. Like we do fertilizer blending, we do pipe manufacturing, we make greenhouses, we make greenhouse plastics. We have so much value in supplying inputs to farms, but also you can buy agriculture produce and convert it into another product. For instance, I'll give you an example. You can buy tomatoes for 10 rupees. I don't know what the shillings are, 10 shillings or 10 rupees. But by the time you convert it into ketchup, there's about 50 to 100 times value addition in that. You take a packet of a kilo of potatoes, for instance, costs you 150 rupees or whatever. By the time you make chips from it, maybe 20 or 30 times the value addition in that same kilo of potatoes. So these kind of simple value addition products doesn't cost much in machinery, plenty of produce available in East Africa, is where I really think you should be thinking about investing in. Value addition, agro-processing, still plenty of potential there. Cold chain logistics are expanding. Just having a chain of trucks transporting goods from the farms to city center, very profitable. You can go into financing of the agriculture value chain. Still plenty of room there. We've talked, Ketan Bhai Morjare spoke about his bank as well. But INM Bank is one of the big financiers of agriculture in this country. Export potential is still massive. We have got trade agreements in Europe through our EPA agreement. We have trade agreements with America, with AGOA. We've got with UAE, somebody mentioned this morning about the CEPAs. Again, preferential trade agreements with Africa through most of the world. And that's why a lot of our investors invest in Africa and then export to all these regions. The AGOA agreement is very profitable through America. We have duty-free, trade-free access to the American markets. Of course, now with the new Trump presidency coming in, we have a 10% duty. Still very, very preferential compared to other states. So my request, my humble request is, if you're thinking of investing, and you're thinking of investing outside of India or outside of GCC or UAE, East Africa, Africa is really a fantastic potential for you to come. Come and meet us, come and talk to us. Keir and I are here, Hasmukh Bhai Radia is here. There's so many here from East Africa. Come and talk to any of one of us and see where we can maybe co-invest. My cousin Nishit is here, Nishit Raikundele, who's again another very interesting person to talk to. Pooja is here from Dar es Salaam. Again, Pooja, so you can be another great ambassador. So there's a number of East Africans here. You can come and talk to us about the potential of East Africa. Satish bhai, thank you for inviting me. Congratulations to the whole team for already hosting a wonderful conference, and wish you much success. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.